It's 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. I was working on the Gnome Village, sorta, kinda. Uh, when I brought this little house in to clean it and repaint it a little, I took it and put it in the sink, and out comes this giant spider. I'm like, oh my god! So some hand soap, some soap, and some hot water. I think I got him. And what did I get? Jury service, jury duty. And it says on here, please note that ignoring jury summons is considered a serious matter. I'm serious, and can result in a charge against you for contempt of court, which is punishable by fine, incarceration, which means being put in jail, or both. And it tells me a certain date. Which date? The 19th of May, which is coming up in a couple weeks. And it tells you where to park and everything around this little building. But the thing is, I have not received my license tag yet. I paid the car tax and fees and everything, but I have not received the license tag that tells you your license is good for a whole year. So if I am called to jury duty and I don't have a tag on there, and I park in front of this government building and they check my license and it doesn't have a tag on it, I'm in deep doo-doo. So I tried calling the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, and you get these stupid computer prompts. Press 1 for English, press 2 for Spanish. If this call is about blah, 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 press 1. If this call is about blah, 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 press 2. If this call is, and then, I listened to the whole thing, and then I pushed what I thought would be appropriate, and what it dealt with, and then I had a bunch of more choices, and then you go down the rabbit hole, some more choices, and then it said, you want to speak to a representative? Okay, what is it about? And it was representative others, so I had pushed 9 or something, and it was still automated and asking me a bunch of questions, and I didn't have an answer that would be suitable for their questions, and it hung up on me. So I'm going to have to go in person, maybe Thursday. I doubt it. Most likely next Tuesday is my next free time to go, in the morning when they open up. I don't want to get a ticket or problem. I won't have any money to pay a ticket. I mean, for God's sake, and jury duty pays you, I think, minimum wage for 6 hours or something. Like $50, maybe. If you're chosen, I think. So I don't know. Last time I went to a jury thing, it was over some stupid product made in China, bought by some company. I don't even know where the company is located, but they're taking it out in court in this country. We delivered the things and you said they weren't any good. And then the next time you say that we didn't deliver the things. So what is it? One or the other? And it was all pissing against the wind, basically. And there was a guy in a really nice suit, cute young fella. I know he was a plant. He was just feeling out people to see if that was a jury. It was an attorney's choosing for their jury. Yeah, fair and impartial. And this guy, I looked at him and I said, "You're a plant, aren't you?" I was dismissed. Yay. I think I got $50 or something for showing up. But it was a waste of time and it was really stupid. And if that's the way the law and legal things go, that's pretty fucked up. So I have that to deal with. And the healthcare type stuff to deal with. I'm going to, how many days will it be till I actually do it? Make a doctor appointment, be checked out. is what I'm going through and what I'm dealing with health-wise normal for an old person? Or am I in trouble and I really need medicine? That's the big question. Kitty cat's right here on my lap, taking the pose of being there on my lap. I had an apple turnover with vanilla ice cream. He waited till it melted and he got to drink up the ice cream. Today, I was supposed to help Brian dismantle the old wooden swing set. They were supposed to come tomorrow to erect the new swing set. And Brian said if they could move it, or because the ground has to be leveled according to some guy, and if it isn't, then they send the swing set back, which is $150 restocking fee. Sounds like a scam to me. Sounds like a big crock of shit business crap. And that's the one that had the 80-year-old man that's going to put it together. He just looked average. He didn't look like Mr. Colossus or Superman or anything. He looks about as strong as I am, which the strongest thing about me is my smell. Ha ha ha. I thought it was funny. So I went over there and was helping Brian a little bit. He was on the phone to some guy, and a contractor he has had working here before, Kevin. Kevin had some men put in some landscaping in the front, and he knows what he's doing. So Brian had Kevin come over. He's about my age, I guess. And Kevin measured and looked and spray painted the ground where the swing set's going to go. And I think everything's going to happen Thursday morning. I think. Because Brian's off Thursday. Today he had a dentist appointment, so I watched the baby until he was done with that. And then it wasn't very long until we went to get Spencer. And then we made it all the way home. Spencer had a good day. He wasn't hitting anybody or, he didn't start anything. There was a boy that hit him right in the face, scratched his eye. And I think Spencer went to push him to defend himself, and Spencer got in trouble, of course. But it wasn't major trouble because they found out Spencer didn't start it. And then a girl went up to him and said something nasty to him. So he's obviously being picked on. Spencer said this girl told him something, and he told us. And what did you do? I told her I wasn't going to do this, or I'm not going to. So then the boy came up and hit him, Noah. So there's friction at school. Hopefully it's going to improve. I try to stay out of it because Brian and Ashley do a wonderful job. But if he asks me, I try to stick up for what Brian or Ashley say. And, if he's starting to flail his fingers around or something, I tell him to stop and I tell him, oh, it hurts. And then he starts this fake crocodile tear crap. And I said, what time do you want your acting award? I'll say it seriously like that. And he stops and he looks at me like. And I said, oh, I can do it too. And I started throwing a little hissy fit. And I said, where's my award? So I think he knows that I'm on to him. Grandma's lovely and spoils him, but homie don't play that game no more. I'm good with him, and I talk to him, and I try to do nice things, help him learn words and things like that, but it's too tiring for somebody to be playing you all the time. It really is. So we had hamburgers for supper, and Daddy got Mommy. I had it in the microwave. Mommy got home. She was not in a good mood. I guess he called her at work and told her about him in this fight with this Noah boy or something. I'm not real sure. So she was in a shitty mood. She even slammed the door and went out, but she must have walked it off or something. I don't know. And I said, something about Ashley just left. And he goes, what? Where? And I said, I don't know. I heard the door and I heard the outside door slam. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm part of the shit. I hope not. I don't want to be. I asked Brian, what kind of thing can I get Ashley for Mother's Day, which is coming up in May? And Brian goes, well, how about, wow, this is going to sound weird. How about a duster? One of those foxtail dusters, that multicolored, real fluffy to dust. And I looked at him and I said, what do you think that's going to tell her? That her mother-in-law thinks she's dirty and needs to dust? Brian said, oh, I didn't think of that. I said, if I get her something, it might be practical and it might be frivolous, or frivolous and practical at the same time, which is what I think I'm going to get her, a frother. I don't do fancy coffees, and she doesn't either, but when you mix up scrambled eggs, or maybe a hot cocoa or something, which she probably does drink hot cocoa, I think, that might be a nice gift. Maybe a Mom's Day cup with some hot cocoa mix and a frother. That way she can have her day, a day to mix that up, have fun doing it, and then sit around, I think if I get something, that's probably what I'm going to get. Because I can't think of anything else, other things. People are very personal about various things in their life, socks and purses and shirts and tops. I mean, all that's real personal to the younger crowd. So I'm going to get something frivolous, I think, but something that can be used as well. Oh, it smells in here, and it's whatever's in that trash can. Little bits of food or something. I'm going to have to, I don't know, change up how I do that. I've got little bits and pieces of stuff in here to be finished up for the Gnome Village. Scott's birthday is tomorrow. He turns 40. And the box got to him today. The box arrived today. I take the sleeve of a shirt when I'm making a sleeveless shirt. I take the sleeves off and I make headbands with it. And I put little beads and stuff on there. He said Marley likes that. And thank you for the Sun Chips, original flavor, and the Starburst jelly beans, as they can't get them in Canada. And they hadn't had them for a long time. Good, I'm glad. I'm glad there's something there they can use. And I said, I'm really sorry about the doorstop donuts. I did make them 9 hours before I mailed them off. He said, they're still soft. He says, but in the morning I'll make the fudge frosting for him, because I included the fudge frosting minus the hot water. All he has to do is add a spoonful of butter and a spoonful of hot water, and it makes a nice glazy glaze. So and then after supper, I said to Spencer, Spencer was kind of all here and there and everywhere. I said, are you going to eat your hamburger? And he kept putting it down. I said, well, if you aren't going to eat it, maybe you should save it for tomorrow. So he wrapped it all up, plus the rest of his French fries. He wrapped it all up and put it in the fridge. Good for him, good boy. And he wanted to do this or he wanted to do that, and always around my phone or something. And I said, I tell you what, let's sing happy birthday to Uncle Scott, because his birthday's tomorrow. We'll send him the happy birthday. Oh, he wanted to do that. Okay. I don't know where Ashley was upstairs going to the bathroom or changing clothes or something, but Spencer started singing happy birthday to he went right ahead and started singing happy birthday to you. Brian would go cha cha cha, and then Brian would stick his head in front of the camera and make faces and stuff. Spencer thought that was funny. Well, Brian and Scott are brothers, So, and then we sent. Spencer knows how to send messages on the phone. I just don't want him finding something that somebody might have sent me. I don't think I have evidence of any of that. But, he knows how to do everything on it. I ought to ask him how to do stuff on the phone, actually. But he's 3.5. He sent that to Uncle Scott, and Uncle Scott got it. So, tomorrow, Mommy works, and Spencer goes to school, and I watch Little Man until Mommy comes home. 3:30 or so. And then I hang out to see if she needs help lifting him and stuff like that. Both of the kids are getting heavier. Spencer wants to be carried around like he used to be. I can't do it anymore. And Brian injured his knee. We don't know how. He twisted or turned or stepped and it went toink. So he was all not in the best mood, but he was trying to make the best of it. He goes, God, I hate getting old. He's 40. He'll be 42. In a week. The 7th of May. I have a couple things for him, and I told Ashley, he likes this really decadent chocolate cake from this very expensive pastry maker person. It's like $50 or $60 for a cake. I can't see that, especially if they're buying swing sets and paying for this and paying for that. I don't want her throwing gobs of money out for a cake that Brian will inhale in one day. That just seems really stupid and frivolous to me. Besides, I can put extra cream cheese stuffing in the middle so it's extra nice. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't try to plan things really because it's always something goes awry. I heard from Brian that Sunday, I think it might be the last of the weekends for the Renaissance Fair. The Sunday is Renaissance Fair for the family. Now, I don't know if that includes me or not. If it doesn't, that's fine with me. If it does, it's fine with me too. I have my Renaissance outfit. I have a purse type thing that Ashley gave me for my birthday. It's leather, like a pouch purse thing. Nice. And then I have like a fake leather water bottle pouch. And I'd be all set. I have a staff that I can use as a walking stick. I have all of that accoutrement. And new shoes that I haven't worn yet. I got at thrift store for $8. And any other pair of shoes like that I've seen online or anything are at least $60 or more. So I don't know if that's going to be a doable thing. Maybe. And her sister Kim usually always goes, so maybe it's just going to be all of them and not me. That's fine. Please just tell me. Make it clear. I can't get hints. Maybe Brian doesn't know. Maybe she mentioned it and didn't say, all but your mom. That's fine. Please just tell me. Just be nice about it. Just tell me. I won't get hurt about it. If I really wanted to go that badly, I would have already bought tickets or gone or whatever. It's expensive. Everything's expensive out here. Like $30 a ticket just to get in or whatever. Then you gotta buy. Then you can buy like food and drink and all that. But I don't know how long have I been blithering. Holy schmoly, almost 20 minutes. Well, that was Tuesday. And just a whole lot of everything, really. Tomorrow's Whoop Whoop Wednesday, and I have a joke for you. I attempt an Italian accent. It's been too long since I've been without my gigolo boyfriend. He died in 2011. So that's 14 years ago. I have not been with anyone since. It's a long dry spell. I don't know if I could ever throw myself into a relationship again. But I do have a lot of nice memories. Bad ones too, but that goes with the relationship. I have some videos from long ago about him and pictures of him and stuff, but I might, he might pop up again. He died when he was 58. So I was 54. I don't know. Anyway, 100 days in office. The fetid, putrid bag of fat and skin and gas and I'm talking about the guy that calls himself everyone's Lord and Savior, King, President, blah, blah, blah. 100 days in office. That's a long time. Too long for him. And the whole world is being affected. Someone said there was impeachment started on it. To be able to have a way to remove someone from office, impeachment is not removal. It's just proving that something is so. Proving that he's not fit. Proving that he is definitely not fit because of all this that has happened and all that he continues to do, blah, blah, blah. But you have to have the proof before you can remove him. You can't just say, we've had it, you're removed. You have to have the proof. Say, remember, we just went through all this, and here is our verdict. We have the proof to be able to remove you. What's going to happen? I don't know. Canada just had a new prime minister put in, and I think he's better than the last one. I can't recall what Marley said. But, if there's a God, help us, please. Help us all. Oh, take care of yourselves. I love you. I'm glad you're there. I really am. Oh, please help us so we can go upward and onward.